Okay, let's call a meeting to order, a special meeting to order.
Oh, I need a notepad. Are you gonna make notes?
There you go.
Thank you. I forgot mine. Okay. 7 o'clock.
Let's go ahead and have a roll call.
Just plain black.
Mayor Seth,
Here,
Myrtle Van Cleef. Here. Eugene.
Here. Thank you.
You're not, people don't call you just Gene, do they?
Yeah.
Eugene. Just Gene?
Yeah,
Okay.
some do.
Okay.
Some call me Eugene, some call me Kylie. It just
Some people call you
don't
whatever.
matter, just as long as they call me.
Some people. Brenda. Brenda. Lloyd.
I'm here.
Steve.
Here, all.
Larry Jr.
Who?
He's gonna be the next mayor.
Larry Jr.
What about Bill?
Bill is not here. Brenda is here.
all
We
right,
have a quorum, Mayor.
okay. Well, this is a special call meeting to discuss the streetlights, and second item on the agenda will be the proclamation or some kind of letter of acknowledgement for Sue Francis. You know, we've got some examples up here that we're gonna pass around and decide, what kind of format we wanna follow. But the first order of business will be the streetlights. At the last council meeting, this was brought up and discussed at length, but we tabled any action on it until Steve could have a chance to go and look at go through the list, since that is his committee. He and Brenda and Floyd did that last week, and this is the first opportunity that we've had to hold this meeting. Because I do want to, whenever a special meeting is called, just put this on the record. Anytime a special meeting is called, I want to make it a policy of not giving at least 72 hours notice. We're only required to give, I think, 24 hours notice. But I think as a general courtesy to the public and our community, is if at all possible, we're going to stick to the 72-hour notice. That's one of the reasons it was delayed as long as it was. So anyway, now to the task at hand. Everybody's been provided a copy of the inventory of the streetlights, and and it is marked as which ones will stay on and which ones are recommended to be turned off. We'll give you, if you haven't looked at them, we'll give you a few minutes to glance it over, and if you have any questions, now is the time to bring them up.
And the committee chairman is Steve, and he's the one that wrote all of these down. So,
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we all three went, but
Where
Steve
is
did.
Calvert Street?
Right down here where where Sue Francis' mother,
Yeah.
and
is
where
that
the
Calvert
trailer is
Street?
right there.
Okay.
That's Calvert Street, and they had turned it off, but we were still being charged for it, but they turned the light off. Or either it was burnt out, I don't know.
Speaking of lights out, did we call Alabama Power about Mr. Hayes' street light?
Yeah, and I gotta call that Brenda. Mr. Hayes, I realized was still off. They
Okay.
turned hers on, but then it went off, and I called him at the same time.
This 5591 Deans Ferry Road, is that by Jane Glover's?
5591, what's
I
the
mean,
pole
Deans
number?
Ferry Road,
What's the
41.
pole number?
41.
Supposed to be retired.
No, that,
Page.
This one.
yeah, that one's, you see, over
What
here,
does retired
Dean's
mean?
Ferry, that
They've
means
been
it's
turned off.
it's been turned off.
Okay, if
But there-
that is by Jane Glover's, if they don't have a light out there, They really need one. There's been a lot of people that's come out there and came up in the yard.
At 41, okay, where is that in connection to Malcolm?
Okay, Malcolm, it's down, you know where the sign is?
Oh, yeah, where we was talking about the
Yeah,
water?
the brick house.
Oh, yeah, okay. Well, it's
I'm
on.
not sure what her address is.
Well, it's on, and we said to leave it on, because Sue
Yeah.
Francis
Yeah.
and I went all the way down there to her house.
Yeah, it's really dark.
It's the
down
last
there.
house down there by the sign. the
Before you start
county
down the
line.
hill, yeah.
Right.
It's, that particular light is across the street from her house, and it's in the bushes,
Yeah,
and it's hard to find that number.
yeah,
But
but
yeah,
it's,
it's
but
a-
we left it because
Yeah.
it was on, and.
Yeah, because Lori's called us like late, like 1 and 2 o'clock in the morning to come up there, 'cause people were in her yard.
Oh, good grief. Well, we can look at it again. In fact, we can ride down there on the way home and see.
I think 5590, 5591,
5590,
5590.
poll number 40 is Malcolm.
It's Malcolm's, yeah.
This is
Okay.
poll number 41,
Okay.
so I'm not sure.
Well,
That may be Jennifer.
41 will be, his daughter's,
Yeah, Jennifer.
because it was the next one down. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, then that's not Miss Glover's then, is it? I mean, is that?
No, that would
No,
be,
hers would be
if
further
Malcolm's
down.
is 40, 41 would be his daughter's right
Yeah.
next door.
Right, well, see, he's got two lights. He's got a street light and a floodlight there, so his is pretty well lit up.
Yeah,
And he wants to turn the town pole off, cause he's already pays for, see, on the right, far right-hand side, it says sheriff's pole with private pay light. Malcolm's number 40.
hers is number 50.
okay.
That's Jane, because
Yeah.
that's across on the right side of the road from the town limit sign.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Right,
and we got to leave it on.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I just don't want them down there in the dark.
Okay, that's 5180 Dean's Ferry, that's Miss Glover, that's
Okay.
down there, that's pole.
I wasn't sure what
Yeah.
her address was.
I knew we had left that one on, cause Sue Francis and I went down there first, and we went all the way down to there. Cause she was telling me all about the water, but the town wouldn't put water down there for the lady.
No, because Pam had to have her walking track.
Well, sir, I'm waiting for somebody to say yay or nay.
Well, let Mr. Brewer just report and make sure he's got everything. You want to just go through it and make sure everybody's got what you've got?
Yeah, well, I mean, there was a
I think
copy.
we've all got the
Yeah,
same thing.
got the same thing.
It's- Well, his copy was a little bit
Well,
different.
these are suggestions that we've made to turn off, and, the ones that's got a hold on it, leave them on. And, after we did our little ride and had our meeting last week, I've kinda been thinking about this, and we're all new to this game. So I kinda thought when we called Alabama Power, if we'd negotiate, if we could keep these on for the same price that we're gonna change, then we could leave them all on, not hurt nobody.
Oh, wait a minute, what are you saying?
I'm saying the amount of money, you said last week at the meeting, it was $80 was gonna save.
Probably $80
Now,
a
if we
month.
could get Alabama Power to knock that 80 off, then we could just leave them on. I
don't
mean,
know
I'm
about
just
that.
making a suggestion here.
I don't know about the power.
I don't know if they will either, that's what I'm saying, we're all new, but I know just about anybody will negotiate.
I don't know if Alabama Power will though, because they don't have any competition. They don't have to
Yeah.
negotiate.
Yeah, but the other side of that is too, they'd rather be getting some money than no money, so.
But what about those down there that's shining in the woods?
Oh, no, we don't need all them. Oh, that's exactly right, that's what he's talking about, leaving them on, but I don't know. I don't know if Alabama Power would negotiate anything. They weren't too good to us with our
No,
business,
our
with our income, so I don't know.
business license fees, it's just a total of 16 we want to turn off.
Is that, you've counted them?
I say turn them off and let's see what happens. If they
But
cause a
I'm
problem.
all for, cutting back on the money, because, even though this does not come out of the general fund, It comes out of one of the road accounts. And money was going out of that account quicker than it was coming in with the amount of lights that we had. Now, this doesn't even address these lights here around this part.
It's on a separate bill. It's
So-
on
Yeah,
its
it's
bill.
separate. I know it's separate.
The
And it
floodlights,
comes out of the general fund.
So how much are those? Those are probably as much as all these put together.
Well, they're right at $70 for those four
Floodlights.
floodlights
That's
around
what
that
I'm
part.
saying.
well, we
and,
don't, we made a motion to cut those off, didn't we?
Yeah,
The floodlight, you gonna keep any of them on, or turn all four of them off?
all four of the floodlights.
And we're gonna are we keeping this street light on right here at the corner of the
We're
building?
keeping the street light across the road on. This big floodlight that we're paying $16 for,
Mhm.
that one's coming off.
It is? It's on
The
page
one-
2.
Yep,
On this side of the road for the
Yep.
town
It's
hall?
Yep.
pole number 57,
yep, pole number 57.
Okay.
so that was the executive.
And it's got
decision.
a floodlight on it and the $16 one.
You'll turn both of them on?
Turn both of them off.
There's a street light right across.
There's a street light across the road and there's another street light on the other
right
side
down
up
there.
here.
Yeah.
Now
And then you'll
what-
have this one in the back here, so you got three corners lit up
What's the
without the-
number on that?
without the others, yeah.
What's the number on it?
This one out here that we're cutting off is 57.
It's on there. Second.
And I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure that,
Where's 2900 County Line Road?
County
That's
Line Drive.
pole number 60. We found that the other day.
yeah,
Sue and I didn't, we said not verified because we couldn't find it, but where did we find it? It's out here, it's around here somewhere because you got 57 and 56, 57,
It's probably that,
and 60.
it goes out to where those people live way off the road, where the little fence thing is,
Might be.
probably in that area.
Off down Rogers Street.
No, right before you get, right across from town. You know, there's a road there that has the little
Calvert.
fence.
The little white fences.
Yeah.
I
and
think
there's some
this
houses
number,
out there.
number 60 is on the left-hand side of the road by that pump station or whatever it is over there.
Oh, well, where that little building is?
Yeah.
Oh, well, we had decided to cut that off.
Yeah, that's right, we got it marked off.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't
Jim
know.
Calvert's
Yeah.
building.
Yeah, that building, and then, this one over here at Brett's little pasture, whatever, out here, to cut it off, because there's one there, and there's one there, and then Brett's got one here, and then Jim's got one at his, and so there's two right there that need to come off. But we're gonna leave number 1 on, which is right down there, first one, where the sign is. And then there's one, was it pole number 2,
Yeah, pole number 2,
where that empty house is,
yeah.
that nobody's living in?
And that's,
Okay. Well, and like we said, if somebody moved in, some of these places that are empty, they can be turned back on.
Yeah, when we went down through here, what we done was looked at the lights. You start with pole number 1, you leave it on. You skip the next one or have the next one cut off if it wasn't in front of somebody's driveway. But as we went along, if it was in front of somebody's driveway or 2 or 3 driveways, then we left it on
Right.
and went on to the next one.
Okay.
We tried to be real,
well,
Careful.
there's more in this area, if you notice, than there are anywhere
Yeah.
else.
yeah, and there's too
And
many.
I think we have, what, 3 down,
You have
Coppersville Road?
Brazil, you've got,
3, maybe 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
How
Yours
many's
is
on
number
Dean's
4.
Ferry Road?
Well, one is up on Dean's Ferry, Cobbersville at Dean's Ferry. But then you've got 45, 46, and 47, which is
So
3.
see, there's 4 and this little stretch right here.
Well, they're over there by the church.
So they don't
There's
need
5.
that many.
There's,
No, there's 6 lights from the
Right over there
church
by
to the
the
four-way
church.
stop.
we're cutting them
And how
off.
many's down Smith Mill Road? Probably not hardly any at all.
There's some down there, we're
There's,
leaving some on.
There's 3 or 4 down that road.
We're
Yeah,
gonna
there's
leave,
actually, there's 4 of them down that road.
Yeah, because we left the one at Smith Mill and Thermal Road, because that's where you turn into Thermal.
Mhm.
And so that's where the road, right there, and it turns on, and then, but
The
we
one that's
turned
sitting in the
north.
pasture, we cut off.
Yeah, north side of the church we turned off. South side of the church we're turning off. Front of the church we're leaving it on.
Well, they had one of those lights, I think they put one of those lights down there because of the entrance into the basement. That's,
That
Well,
should
they've
be
got,
the church.
they've got floodlights now on every
Do they?
corner. They don't
And they
need
don't
street
They've
lights.
got floodlights on there.
They're lit up like at night, the church is lit up so bright.
There was just too many
Too
going
many.
down there.
Right.
And this one up here at the stop sign, there was one, you know, up here at four-way. There's one right there, over the stop sign, right in there. And then there was
Across the
another one
street.
across the street, one
A
to
little
the,
bit further
the
down.
mobile home park, and then another one down there by those trees. And then the others down by the church on both sides, and there's just too many.
yeah.
All right, what about the lights in Green Acres? Do you
Well-
want those put onto this list?
Oh, I guess we do need to have them on here. I can, when I talk to her at Alabama Power, I can get those. She's added them on, you know, our light, our sign light is on.
No,
Yeah, it's on,
It's on.
yeah.
And I said something, I was talking to Van, and I told him that we, you know, took it over. I called Alabama Power and paid the bill, you know, that's one of the things that she wanted to know, if I was paying the bill. And I said, well, the sign is on that bill too, Van, the sign and the street, you know, on your bill, not about his. And he said, and I said, but it's not on. And I said, do we change the bulbs or what? Because it's off. And he said, Brenda, I think it's off because I had a past due bill. And they turned the sign off. And he said, when you pay the bill, I bet you the light comes back on. And it's on.
okay.
Because
Well,
it had time, it didn't come right on because they had to get the check and get it cleared and all that, but it's on now, both sides.
well, I have noticed that there are numbers on our
On those
pole
poles.
in this division.
Well, see, she asked me if they were streetlights, and I said, yes, ma'am, they are streetlights in our subdivision. So she said, at first, she said, well, I don't think it'll be a reduction in the monthly rate from the builder to the town, you know, from what he was being billed and what the town would be billed. And I said, well, that doesn't make sense, the builder gets charged more than, you know. And she said, well, let me check on it, so she called me back, and she said, are they streetlights, Miss Philpott? And I said, yes, ma'am, they are streetlights in our neighborhood. And so she said, then they'll be a different rate, they'll be the same rate, you know, for the town. So hopefully they'll, if I could get into the email, I could call her and she could email me a new list. So we gotta do that. Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with the email.
Well, I could tell her to send it to me.
Well,
To
tell
me
her to
personally.
send it to
I
me.
can,
Cause I can get
Well,
mine.
You may have to
hold-
start.
after this, and when we finish here, we'll go in here and I'll show you how to at least get on through the web.
Okay.
Instead of going through Outlook, you can log in straight on the web.
Did
But
they
it-
block you out of the email?
No,
No, it's
there's
just-
something going on with the Outlook. It will not pull down the messages.
And I don't know why, and I've been searching and Buddy's a whiz, and I'm sitting here thinking, well, you just a dummy, cause you can't get the email. Well, I get my email
I haven't been
at
able
home.
to do it. Anyway, all
Okay.
right, well, let's
forget that.
get back to,
Okay, what's
business at
your,
hand.
what's your recommendation, Mr. Steve? I know you said you'd suggested that other about negotiating.
Well, I forgot you said that about it. The town does get a special price, so there's probably not no negotiation in there.
Well, see, the prices
Yeah.
are really,
I think we need to turn these off.
Turn them off. I suggest we turn them off.
so you wanna go right by the list.
all right, do we have a motion to accept this list as written?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
Thank you, ma'am.
All in favor?
Myrtle, you did that?
Did you vote for it, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Did you vote for it, sir?
They were unanimous.
I think it was unanimous.
Motion carried, whether it was unanimous or not.
Yeah.
Nobody opposed it, so.
Well, like the second item of business hopefully, these are some recommendations. These are all different, if you just take a look at them. Now, we don't have to settle on anything tonight, but we need to start looking at and deciding on what we want to say in this acknowledgement of Sue Francis.
I mean, you know, none of us would be where we are right now if it had not been for Sue Francis. We wouldn't have even known about the dump if it had not been for her. And she worked tirelessly, the whole, ever since we found out about it. She's the one that headed it, you know, was just the organizer to get everybody going, to keep everybody informed. And she sat here the other day, she came up here and she said, Brenda, can I use your desk? And I was sitting in there working, I said, yeah, come out here and do it. She said, I gotta find a quiet place where I can figure out what I've done with everything for the past year. And so she was sitting here and she said, I just don't know what I've done. I have, people hadn't paid me, you know, they owe me money, the this. And I said, Sue Francis, do you realize how much time that you spent with this group, this Stop the Dump group? And I said, that's where a lot of your things got away from you, to where you didn't collect what you're supposed to be collecting and money. She was telling me the difference in her bank, and I said, well, better stop and think. So
All right.
she
Well-
sat here and got her, never mind.
Anyway, there are some examples. If we like any one of these, then we'll start working on the verbiage.
Can I ask
Yeah.
about who's a wordsmith around here that can take something like that and,
He's good, he's a good man.
I'm not a
I'm not either,
wordsmith.
I'm not either.
I'm not. Eugene?
I can
Brenda?
plagiarize real good.
Well, that's all you got. That's more or less plagiarizing, but
Yeah.
they gave them to us to use as examples. And, you know, I
I like
might-
this third one, to be honest.
Mayor and members of the city council of the city
Of the town of County Line, wish to return our appreciation.
That's good, that is
I like
good.
that one.
You like that one? Well,
So
just,
I think we need to put, instead of gracious act of kindness and generosity,
Right.
we need to put, you know,
Right.
something like, for, her dedication
to the
to
community.
the community.
Hours of service.
You'd do well to serve with our mayor to take care of this for us.
I mean, I'll type it, I'll do anything, or I'll take it somewhere and have it done and have it framed or whatever, so that she can have a memento, something that we give her, and get it where this council all signs it, the mayor and the council, whatever. Because I feel like none of us would be here if it hadn't been for her. We would have never
We would
won
not
that
have
election.
known.
Huh?
We wouldn't have known what was going on.
And we wouldn't have even fought like we did for the election either.
Yeah. And she ignited a fire
Yeah.
in the community where, quite frankly, I didn't, before this came about, I didn't care
have a
what
clue.
was going on up here.
No,
Right.
I didn't either.
I didn't either.
You know,
I know we tried to get some of y'all to run for council last time when we ran. And
Well,
y'all
we
didn't
didn't
want
Well,
to.
we were
Well, we
also,
ran
we
this
were
time
also
when you
brand
didn't.
new, Brenda. I mean, I remember being up here and you ran, and, you know, we supported you, but that bunch was,
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, we were all
Anyway.
new.
okay, I'll
Right, you
take
gonna
this,
change, you gonna
and
change
I'll
the wording?
change the wording, and
Okay.
I'll call you and let you know.
Okay,
Okay.
well, now I need a copy of that, cause I don't think I've got it.
Get with the mayor first, okay?
All right,
Well, I mean, this
So you
these
want-
They're
ones
all
are different,
different,
but,
they're all different.
these are different. Each one of them was a different
oh, okay.
format.
There's another one over here, so look at
Yeah.
it, Brenda. Why don't you take them and then see what you,
Let's make
She's got-
if you
another
wanna
copy
take-
of them.
Yeah, I'll make a copy
And,
of all three of them.
Okay.
All right. Let's go ahead and.
Here's me an assistant, she's gonna make copies.
But if-
Thank you very much.
Before you dismiss,
Yes,
I've
ma'am.
got something I'd like to say.
Yes, ma'am.
All righty.
Well, you know, the people in this community put us in this office.
Right.
And if it had not have been for them, we would not be here.
Right.
And we ran on the platform that we were running for the town, to give the town back to the people. And you know, to do what was best for them. And I also know that we have not had any money or anything. And I just feel like we ought to show the people that we're trying to do something. So, and I know Cobbersville down there has got a humongous hole in it, and it is muddy and all that. Could we take this dirt, leftover red stuff out here, and take it down there and fill in their hole on that road?
Do we may have sold that red dirt, or the red rock.
No, we haven't sold it all.
Okay,
But let me just say this, that when we talked about Sue Francis buying some of the red to put in front of her mailbox, the postal people refused to leave mail at the mailbox because she had such a deep hole there. So they cut her mail off. And so she asked, we were talking, she and Floyd and I had been somewhere. Well, we've been riding down here looking at streets and lights and
Somewhere.
stuff. And so she said, well, I said, well, they've got a pile of that red rock down there that's just sitting there for anybody who looks like can get it, you know, just get shoveled.
Slowly disappearing.
Yeah.
It will disappear. In fact, I was told yesterday that somebody saw Herman Mulvihill's truck backed up to it, so he was getting him a few shovelfuls. But anyway, that, can't prove any of that, but anyway. So Floyd, she asked Floyd, she said, well, about how much it would cost, Floyd, and he said, and this is y'all just between us, and he said, oh, about $1, you know, to get enough. So anyway, I said, well, now, it was $8 a ton, I do know that, so I said, we'll see. She said, well, I'll be glad to pay for it, but I just hate for it to sit there and disappear. And so she said, I'll pay the town for it. So when we got back here came back by the town hall, Van was over there in his office. So we went over there to see him. And she asked him if he would, since the mayor had said, yes, you could have it, would he, use his equipment to put it over there? And he said, yes, he would. And he said, in fact, he said, we could take it all, and he said, we could put it down Dean's Ferry in some of those holes. He said, it's not a permanent fix, but it would
Yeah.
patch it.
There's one on Dean's Ferry that really
Makes
does,
it bad.
yeah, right there by
And
Sue
so
Francis's.
Sue asked him, about it, and she said, do you have a roller? And he said, yeah, I've got a roller. He said, I've got the whole thing. And so she said, and I was talking to him, and Floyd was there. And so he said, well, as far as I'm concerned, I can scoop up some of the red dirt on that track and take enough to go fill in. And he said, and I said, well, what would you charge? And he said, I said, because I don't have any idea how much is out there. You would have to tell us, and that's what Buddy said. Let Van tell us how much is out there, so we could judge how much to charge. And he said, I would not do anything except charge you what it costs me to do it. And he said, as far as I'm concerned, you can scrape up that track and use that dirt and put it down.
Scrape up the road,
Well-
the track.
Yeah, the whole, yeah, whatever. But anyway, then he sat there and got to talking, and he said, one thing that I can do if the town wants me to, and I said, well, probably we need to go ahead and talk about it and let you do it. And he said, I will go and check down Cobbersville and try to get some hot mix. So evidently Malcolm had said something to Van. And so he said, I've got the equipment and the truck that I can get hot mix from Dunn Construction. And he said, cold mix is not gonna stay there. And he said, we can put the hot. And he said, I can do it. And I said, well, how much would you charge us for doing that? And he said, just the cost. He said, but I won't do it until I tell you what the cost is. And y'all can let me know if you want me to do it. And I said, well, if we can get some road patching
Yeah.
for cost,
Yeah.
everybody will know we're trying, and we do have a little money in the road accounts that we could,
yeah,
if.
that's the only account we got money that we
Yeah.
can work with.
Well,
Right,
see,
that we
it's
can do, so.
on Cobb Brazil, when you come around that curve, you know, right there where the Bobos live up on the hill, it's really bad
Oh,
there
it's
too.
horrible.
It's
I
all
bet.
the way
We
across
went
the
down
road.
there, we all went down there on
And then,
the lights.
right before you get to Miss Waiton's, I guess, when you get
Yeah.
to the bottom of the hill, there's one that's all the way across the road.
Right. And we talked about that, Floyd and Steve and, you know, and us talked about it.
But they just
like-
get deeper and deeper.
And the school bus goes down there 4 times a day.
Mhm.
And anyway, Van, and I think he was gonna talk to the mayor and just see, and but he said he would not do anything, but now, he said the red dirt, I mean, the red rock, he'd get that and just go ahead and put it down, you know, Deansbury or whatever, if we wanted him to.
Well,
You could put that in the bottom part of the hole and then put the hot mix on top of it.
Yeah, I mean, he said it'll,
Yeah,
it'll
'cause the
patch
holes
it
are
for a
gonna
little
have to be
bit,
filled
yeah.
up anyway.
Right, and he said that'll help
Save
to
on
fill them
cost
up.
quite a bit.
Yeah.
And then that
Make
way
it
it
go
would
farther.
let the people know
But-
that we're trying to do something.
Yeah, that's what, like Myrtle said, that at least will show people
something's being done.
something going on.
And what about the culvert or whatever you call that on
Oh, he
Smith
said,
Hill?
I asked
We
him
gotta
about
get that
that.
fixed too.
I asked Van about that, and he said, I can take, and he told me the name of this stuff. He said, it does not need to be dug out, it does not need to be, I can't remember what he told me, but I'll get him to call the mayor and see, but he said, he called it something, and it was like bigger rock
Rock
stuff.
and
to
layer
put-
it in
And
there.
layer it in.
Yeah.
Rip wrap,
Huh?
rip wrap.
Yeah, that's what he's talking about.
Is that what he
Rip wrap,
said?
yeah.
And he said, we can do that, and it would save some money, but it would make it, safe, you know, to where, and he was telling me that he could get that and put it in there, and I know he fixed that hole on Smith Hill Road that
Has some
summer.
rip wrap right over here, where he's got it stockpiled back over.
Oh, okay,
Um,
but he said
Well-
he could do that, he's
And
got the
that would
equipment.
keep, because if somebody goes down that way and hit, you know,
In that culvert?
and they'll sue the town.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So even though we don't have that much money in the road accounts, we can't use it for anything else, so a couple
Yeah.
$1,000, you
Yeah.
know, to fix these roads
Yeah,
and.
we ought to have enough in the accounts to at least do some repairs to get them, to get by for a while,
Right.
until we can try to come up with something else. But yes, that, by all means, and it has, we did talk about it a bit at the last council meeting. Malcolm was gonna have somebody call me, with some estimates on it, but I'm glad you talked to him.
Well, we just he happened to be here, and we went over there, and Floyd was here with us, and so Sue was really asking about taking the red and putting it in her mailbox, and then it just went on from there, and so it
Well-
wasn't like we didn't have it planned or anything, it's just all started talking about it, and he said he'd be glad to help us do anything.
I'd rather
Whatever
see
he
Van
did.
get the money
Oh,
for
yeah.
fixing it is.
Anybody else?
Yeah, right.
He's buying bids.
And he
Well,
said,
let's-
he said he would just do it for cost, so whatever his cost is what he would charge us, but he would let us know.
All right, do we have a motion to get, Van to work up an estimate for us?
I make a motion that we'll get that.
I'll
worked
second
out.
that motion.
All right, all in favor? All agree?
Brenda and Floyd, right?
Yeah,
Made a motion to contact Van, or
To
whatever.
get an estimate.
get an estimate, get this,
The mayor will contact.
going and get it moving anyway.
Are you gonna talk to him? You want me to talk to him? It'd be better, I think,
He'll
if
talk,
you did.
he'd be best to talk to.
I mean, I see him out here. now.
Also ask him now is he just gonna do the red rock right now, or is he gonna give us an estimate about doing the?
Well, he just said he could do the red rock,
I would do the whole thing.
I would use a red,
but he just said right now, he could just go fill up the holes with the red rock.
So do you want an estimate on the hot mix
Yeah.
too?
both,
Yeah, get that too.
go ahead and get the red rock put out there where we can put it, and then
And then
come
the
back
hot
with the
mix.
hot mix, or a hot fix.
Or whatever,
There you
and
go.
then whatever that other stuff was. Did you say?
Rip wrap.
The rip
Rip
wrap
wrap.
Yeah.
around the
That was for
culvert.
And the
Smith.
What do you
culvert.
say, rip,
R-I-P,
uh-huh,
R-A-P.
rip rap, okay, I was going,
It's
W-R-A-P.
R-I-P, R-A-P.
Okay.
But-
Large, chunky pieces.
I also know.
That's what he said,
that
big
Steve
pieces.
and them are over the lights out there. As far as I'm concerned about the park, they can turn those floodlights off because daylight saving time will be here in 2 weeks. And if they gonna participate, it'll be light.
But they ain't gonna participate, they ain't nobody gonna
I've never seen anybody out there with that park.
Well, from what I
I think so.
understand, the one child that went out there was run off and
Yeah.
told that he had no business
He
out
was
there.
run off a long time ago.
And I think that's one thing that we need to discuss very soon is what we need to do about that park, because if they're running the townspeople off, that's not right. That was named County Line Park and the town paid for it. So everybody in the town has a right to be out there.
Yeah,
So, but I'm afraid that it's just, somebody's gonna get hurt out there and the
Yeah,
town's
we're
gonna
liable.
be sued.
right.
Well, the mayor checked
Well-
with that, we've got insurance to
We are-
cover. We're
We do have adequate
insurance.
liability insurance.
But I
Yeah.
still think that, the town would benefit more from having, maybe a storm shelter or something out
Yeah.
there than that
Agreed.
swing set.
I think that'll be the next thing.
Well, I think, my opinion is we need to get rid of the park and the equipment. I mean, that swing set, we need to sell it.
We need to
Somebody will
sell
buy
it.
We need to sell it. Whatever we can get out of it. we'll
Yeah,
get
if
it.
Pam wants to pay us $6,500 for it, she can put it on her grandchildren's lot
He
across the
ain't gonna
street.
put it nowhere up there.
She got enough out of it that she could buy another swing set.
Mhm.
Can
They
we-
were,
Their house and one
Can
for
we
their
do
house, too.
that without getting sued or whatever?
Who's
Well,
gonna
yeah.
sue us? It's
Yeah,
the
we can.
town, it's a town park.
Oh,
Town owns it.
The town
they don't
owns
Yeah.
own it, well, they own it as much as we own it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Right.
They
I mean,
voted
it's
to
public
have it
property.
put in
Yeah,
when they were in office,
yeah.
and it's not benefiting the town in any way, so we can vote to have it
Okay.
taken out.
It's,
And they can come to the town meeting.
it's our council money.
Oh, well, I just don't want,
Yeah,
Oh,
well,
well,
they,
it's gonna
they
cause
may
a problem.
fuss about it, they can fuss about it, just like we fussed about them building it, but it didn't do any good.
yeah,
That's right. And the only ones that care about the park is them.
yeah.
And when she stood up here that night, she turned her back to us out there
To
and didn't say a word to us and talk to these people up here until finally the man sitting up here told her to turn herself around and address everybody out there in the audience. And that's when she finally turned herself around.
Well, that's.
And that's a whole nother thing.
Yeah, that's a whole different story, but,
Yeah.
getting back to what we have at hand. All right, we've taken care of the lights, and we've got a motion to, get estimates from
Discuss with
Van on, road repairs and the culvert repairs. I want to address both. And then also the, proclamation for Sue Francis.
Yeah, we left that, I will leave that out of the minutes, we don't want her to know.
Yeah.
It was in the minutes, but we didn't read that part because she was here.
Right.
Can I get a copy of those minutes? You didn't give me a copy
I
of
thought
them.
that you had somewhere in there.
That's January.
I have the financial report.
Okay, yeah, this is January's. I already got a copy of it.
I'll
All
give
right.
you a copy.
I got it.
You got
You
it?
got it?
Buddy gave me.
Yeah, it's January 14th,
Okay, that's it, that's our, yeah, that's our last meeting. I mean,
the last one that had been finished.
yeah,
All
I
right.
haven't done one for the last meeting.
Do we have any other order or items of business that needs to be discussed?
I think that's, was all, because we took care of what we had for the special meeting, which was the lights. And then we've got the roads, and then talking about St. Francis without anybody being here, so that was good.
Okay. All right,
And
Well-
you're gonna do, Brenda
Yeah.
and the mayor are gonna,
yeah, let Brenda have the first cut on it, and then I'll,
well, I'm gonna put that in there, Brenda and the mayor to do this proclamation.
Do you need copies of these also?
no, I'll get copies of it.
Okay.
She's got copies over there.
Yeah. And then you can decide which paragraphs or which where and put it on, because, I mean, I can do it, but I have a horrible habit of just going on and on and on and on.
But are we gonna present that to her at one of the meetings or
Oh,
have
yeah.
something
Yeah.
special? or-
Yeah,
We'll do something
we'll
special.
surprise her. And I would like to, and I'll stop and I'll get some parchment paper.
Okay.
Because I wanted to get some parchment paper, not only for this, but for our business licenses.
Uh-huh.
I think it would be
Right, instead of just.
plain old
copy
white paper. But anyway, that's, next year we'll do that.
Okay, we'll do better next
If,
year.
if we kinda hold off till March or April, I'll buy hot dogs and we'll have us a hot dog cook out here.
You gonna
and
bring a
present it
cook-
to
you
her.
bring a cooker down here?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I know Louis, he loves to cook hot dogs.
Yeah.
Louis loves
I-
food.
I love to eat them.
All right. Well, do we have a motion to adjourn then?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
All in favor? Motion carried, meeting adjourned.